And we are back. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us on another thrilling edition of the Doing All Right. We take these Fridays to reach out to y'all, love on y'all, let y'all ask questions and all this kind of stuff, Bryan Broaddus. So that's what we going to do. I went to the various platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
And, I just gathered some things out. Bryan, let me just say, man, we're getting better as a unit. Not just me and you, but the collective here.
Operations?
The operation, Brian, bro. We getting so much better as a unit, man, because once upon a time, we'd be asking questions like, when are they going to fire Jerry?
Yeah.
I'm never going to answer that question. That question don't even make no sense, Brian. But now we asking some. I think I got a couple more bangers in here. Last week I hit you with a good one. I think I got some more bangers in here, Brian, bro.
Good deal, man.
But we gonna run it for the cardio. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. And let me go ahead and get started with this one, Brian. I asked you, have you heard any buzzings from the golden phone?
Sure.
Golden phone is a thing, by the way.
Yeah.
People gonna start posting memes about it. But Brian, Davion Wallace asks us a question.
Sure.
Says, assuming Clowney gets 20 snaps, and that's what they all kind of get, right? Sam gets
the ramp ups.
Sam get more than that, but they all kind of get around 20 snaps. Assuming Jadeveon Clowney gets 20 snaps, what defensive end do we sit or take snaps from?
This is the age-old question of really maybe the guy you were taking snaps from becomes the guy that's inactive. How about that?
Yeah.
How many guys do you feel like, when you look at who all dress, is there going to be somebody that we didn't think was not going to dress? And I wonder who that is going to be as we get closer to this game. Do they feel like that, hey, I don't know, you think Sam Williams seems pretty established.
Sure.
The guy that seems odd man out by the way they play him is Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But can you afford to sit Houston? I don't think you want to sit Ezaraku right now because you want him to get experience.
Can I offer something to you, Brian?
You're going to tell me Sam Williams, and I don't know if they're going to sit Sam Williams, aren't you?
Let me offer something to you. Jadeveon Clowney is not going to play any teams you would say, right?
Not at all.
You can't take away one of these edges that play teams, right?
Right.
James Houston's on teams. I believe Sam is over there too. You'll see Donovan Ezaraku. He's on the punt block unit, all this kind of stuff, punt return. Dante Fowler's not on any teams units.
Man, that would be, to be honest with you, I don't think that's a surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe if you said, okay, who are the guys that when the season started you're going to count on?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dante Fowler was a name that we mentioned
count on him.
Because you told me this, and you're like, follow the money on this one.
Yes, sir.
Follow the money. And I don't know, man. To me, I kind of feel like that Clowney could take his spots just for what you said. The special teams value of the players that you need. But man, it is going to be I don't think it's fascinating because I don't think Fowler has played well enough for me to believe that he deserves to continue to have a spot.
His money doesn't matter right now. And you can say the same about some of these safeties, some of these guys that are making more money than the guys that are currently benched right now, or just the depth guys or whatnot. Like Dante Fowler's money doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything to you now. I mean, you're into the season. It's about winning games.
Sure.
And who is the guy that is helping you win these games? And right now, their lack of pass rush is crippling this defense, in my opinion.
And the offense, Brian.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that, Brian.
But is it Fowler? Did we answer the question as Fowler?
I think we kind of tiptoed around Fowler, but the Cowboys never do that, right, Brian? Like, we can say what we would do. Like if my last name was Jones or Schottenheimer, I would say Fowler. And I can get you to agree to Fowler, but you know how the Joneses operate. Mozzie's on this team for whatever Jones's politics that are going on right now, right? So considering Jones politics, not what we think, who's the guy. And I think and it's going to piss a lot of people off. I think it's going to be James Houston. I think they're going to find another guy to do what he does on teams, and they're going to sit him in the name of playing Clowney, just because Fowler's like the old veteran, or he's been here before, or he's making the money. And I think politics is going to be the reason why Fowler is around, and the better edge gets to sit down or be inactive.
The fact that Houston has played like less and less and less, that in itself is troubling. Dallas has yet to have anybody that's winning with any first step quickness.
Yeah,
they have not. You watch the Packers like we did this week. Their edges, first step quickness, gain ground, explosive. Dallas just doesn't have that right now.
Yeah. Just quickly on the injury report for the Cowboys, Bland, Bridges, and Diggs were all full yesterday's practice. So hopefully the corner and pass rush tandem situation comes together, and maybe you have a better result.
How about another question then for you then as well? Is this the week, though, that they sit, not start Elam? Do you feel that good about with what you've done with Stewart as the nickel, or do you go back to the lineup you had opening day against the Eagles that was able to affect Jalen Hurts?
Sure. I just have so much disrespect for Jalen Hurts. I won't even mention that because
you think that was more him. You think that's more him than it was Cowboy defense.
100%. I don't think Jordan Love is going to run into those same issues that because Russell Wilson and Caleb Williams proved as much, right? So Jalen Hurts is the minority that he can't read cover 3 right now, Bryan Broaddus. But to your point, the guys that are, or the one player that's playing the worst in this system right now is Elam.
Yeah.
You can say that Reddy is playing decent for what they're asking him to do. You just haven't seen as many busts from Reddy. You've seen some busts from.
You actually seen him tackle too.
You've seen Reddy tackle. Yeah. Brian, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Voch says this, and it pairs well with what we're talking about here. Ian Calvo, appreciate you, Ian. He says, "Can the Cowboys?" Okay, I'll word it like this. Even if you were to change the scheme, Brian, do we even have the guys to make a difference? We've been talking all week about, we need some new scheme, change scheme.
Yeah.
If Flus does go out and call some man coverage, does that change anything for real?
Well, the thing about it was last week, though, the Cowboys, the numbers told you the Bears were 4 for 4 against their man coverage, 86 yards, touchdown. So. Yeah, let's be really, 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 really honest here, which I think we are. Flus is going to have to do some things in this game against the Packers that he's probably really uncomfortable doing. Blitzing and probably playing a lot more man coverage, probably playing a lot more cover 3, probably playing the single high stuff. And he's going to have to figure out the question, and I'm going to ask Stephen Jones this question once again on 105.3 The Fan. This afternoon is you talk about manufacturing pressure. Talked to a defensive coordinator in the league the other day. He said you cannot manufacture pressure without blitzing. Matt Eberflus has got to play an uncomfortable game. He's got to be willing to blitz. He's got to be willing to play man coverage. Is that a big, massive scheme change? No, not really. But what he believes, this is what's interesting to me, Voch, is that Matt Eberflus came from a wheels-off scheme with Rob Ryan. And then all of a sudden he got into the scheme of Rod Marinelli, the 2 deep, play zone, rush 4. Yeah, that's great when you have Warren Sapp, Simeon Rice, Booger McFarland, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber. You could do things like that. You don't have those players. So you have to figure out ways to do it. Give me fast death over slow death. And maybe fast death has been the ball going down the field and huge chunk plays, deep balls and stuff like that. But, man, I would rather see this defense try and play some man coverage and blitz. We talked about this Green Bay offensive line. They've got some issues across the board. Please don't let them get out of this game without being challenged. And so Flus is going to have to do some things. Yes, it's going to look different scheme-wise. It might look different personnel-wise with some of the guys they're going to add.
Develin Carr. I see you all the time.
I do too. I do.
Yeah.
A good follow. A guy that follows well. Appreciate you, man.
He watches everything.
He does watch everything.
I'm just not positive how to say his name. I'm gonna say Develin. Develin Carr. Serious question.
Yeah.
He says, "Man." I love when they
put the man part.
I love it because it's so really. Yeah. Man, doing all right podcast. What you think White Cotton teaching these people? How much blame are we putting on him? Is he the reason why Dante Fowler running down the middle of people? I feel like Sam been running down the middle of people his whole life, but where's the correction coming from and all this kind of stuff? How much of this are you putting on White Cotton, Brian?
Man, this is where I'm kind of interested in what's going on here. I do think you've made some improvements scheme-wise and teaching-wise on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. I do wonder what Sam Williams is doing. He looks like to me, and I said this last week or on one of these podcasts, I'm on a lot of them, so is Voch. Make sure you check them all out. I kind of felt like Sam Williams was playing like a 5-technique head-up 3-4 end. Much like, a Chris Canty or somebody like, just think of a big, tall, long 5-technique plays right in the middle of the tackle and just rushes straight ahead. Because that's the way his technique looks right now. I mentioned this earlier. You watch Green Bay, you see first step explosive quickness. Cowboys are capable of doing that. We've seen Fowler do that. I've seen Williams have first step quickness. They just don't have that right now. I've seen Donovan Ezeracco don't have it right now. I want to believe that there has been improvement along the offensive line. I've yet to see. I think that naturally, that guys like Solomon Thomas. That's kind of my hope. Solomon Thomas was a guy that was kind of a bust, and he goes to the Jets and kind of finds. So he's playing well with the Cowboys. But I'm worried about where we are right now with some of the way that they're trying to rush the passer. And I don't see, and maybe it's on the players for not being a bursty or upfield type player. Maybe they're not attacking but man, they are playing like they are kind of stuck. But the metrics will tell you 1 second get off. Their get offs were better than what the Bears had in the game last week. So I just don't see them winning like we've had in the past, where that's the Dan Quinn administration or what we even saw with the Mike Zimmer administration last year.
Brian, you think like maybe it's a fear that maybe in their mind they're thinking about running game too much, and maybe that's affecting the pass rush a bit, because how these guys used to win in those old administrations. We used to have some gap exchanges.
Yeah.
They used to bend the edge a little bit, and they used to prioritize like flying off the football and getting on the field. You wouldn't assume that they're maybe teaching these guys to be a little more patient. And look, I even called cap on that on my own. I'm just trying to figure it all out, Brian, because even in these clear passing situations where, all right, clearly somebody going to go out there and throw the football, they can't beat them, and they can't beat these pedestrian civilian offensive linemen, Brian Broaddus. Not even all Pro Bowl type guys, just regular. I was on the bench 3 days ago. Offensive linemen, Cowboys can't even beat them. I
like how the other day you basically said
no faith.
Yeah, there's
well, my man's
that you said, hey, there's a guy named Brant Burks or Brant Banks that's an offensive lineman, a tackle for the Packers. If Brant Banks had to play in a football game against the Cowboys, he would probably have 65 plays and he'd have pluses on 64 of them. That's it. They are making ordinary linemen look like Pro Bowl type players with the way they're playing this front right now. Yeah. And so that's another thing that, we could sit here and talk all week, and Voch could break film down for you and say, hey, attack this guy, attack that guy. This guy here, find the scrub. We could talk about that stuff all week, but how is it being executed? It's just not. It's not. I don't feel like they're putting enough pressure on these guys that are playing and that coming into game that aren't playing at a high level. They're giving these guys a pass. Like they gave Jones a pass last week at tackle for the Bears. He'd been struggling for 2 games. He'd been struggling bad. And you just kind of make him comfortable the whole game. That's what they got to figure out.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to make some of these guys uncomfortable, that when we say, hey, attack this guard, don't let this guy do this to you. And when that guy does that, then, that to me that's football coaching malpractice right there.
And it's really going to suck when Braxton Jones goes out there this week
against the Raiders,
whoever,
and the Raiders,
give up all of the sacks, because that's just how the game goes. Russell Wilson got benched.
Yeah,
for Jack. It finally happened, Brian. Yeah, but he just had an all-world day versus us, man. It could be frustrating, Bryan Broaddus. Apparently, one of our viewers named Wellrod. Shouts out to Wellrod. You say he been asking this one question for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey man, you get caught up in them honeys, man. Here we go. You get caught up in them honeys, bro. My bad, man. A lot of people want to ask questions. So if you got lost in the sauce, if it don't come out in the wash, it'll always come out in the rinse. So pardon me, sir, but we finally got to you. Here you go. And Brian, look, Wellrod left a whole bunch. He left a whole.
He went for the arsenal of democracy. There is what he did.
Yeah, and look, I'm not going to read the whole thing. He even said sorry for the long post. But what I will say, Brian, I'll just word it like this for you to make it
concise.
Yeah. At what point, if you're Schottenheimer, right?
Yeah.
At what point do you go, I have to be so much more aggressive on fourth down?
Oh, I like what you're doing here. I like what he's doing. Yeah.
Shouts out to Wellrod. How much more aggressive do I have to be on fourth downs now? Like normally we might punt the ball on 4th and 3.
Yeah.
But man, I cannot give the football to the other offense because my defense is playing so terrible, Bryan Broaddus.
I asked this question yesterday to my guys on 105.3 The Fan.
Pardon me, Wellrod, for
man. I'm not. Hey, this is a damn good question.
Damn good question, Wellrod.
It really is, and maybe it took us some time to get there, but here we are.
We got you now.
I asked this question yesterday of my guys. Do you almost have to be Dan Campbell-like?
Yeah.
With your defense being this suspect, do you almost have to coach the game like you're Dan Campbell? That you have to be willing to take some chances with your offense, with the ball, and go for it when if you're moving the ball and all of a sudden it comes down to we could take the 48-yard field goal or we could try and get first down with 2 yards. I'm kind of thinking like, man, with this defense, I need to try and get the 2 yards. Mm. And I think there needs to be an element of Dan Campbell football to Brian Schottenheimer because of the way this defense is playing right now. Boy, I love that question.
I agree. Now, the field goal side of it, I think if you're in Aubrey's range and you can get the 3, like not a 70 or a 60 or something like that.
But that 3 ends up being 7-3. And then it turns into 7-6, and then it's 14-6.
I think I'm a little more conservative with it.
Sure.
I would rather get some points on the board.
Right.
But if it's like punt or go for it, I don't want to. I'm Brian Anger about to get a free check every week, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
I just can't afford to just get a ball away. Certain situations, like if you backed up into your 20, you 3 and out or something like that, man, you kind of got to do what you got.
And we know Dallas will have that where they're rolling along.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they'll get that holding penalty and they'll back them up.
Drive kill.
And I do think there has to be an element of maybe doing some things. You know what I'm not against now. And this is kind of the old Bones Fossil thing. I'm interested in now having a trick play a game on special teams. Mm-hmm. I'm interested
just to buy yourself another,
just to try. I mean, and if it doesn't work at the end of the day and you lose and people are going, gosh dang it, why are you doing that? Then you're Brian Schottenheimer and it's like, damn, have you seen my defense? You seen how we're playing right now? Mm-hmm. I am trying my best to manufacture things. He's trying to steal possessions. I am not gonna fault him anymore for managing the game that way because this defense, as it currently is not good enough to win in the National Football League. It's just not, and they've got to hope that they just outscore people.
This is kind of drafty. So
we're getting closer and closer to the draft.
So let's not hang on to this one too long.
Yeah.
This could just be a quick hitter right here, Brian. Have the Cowboys ignored safety for too long. And
now you tried to get him to draft that kid from Texas.
Hey man, Andrew McCoop's so good. And I just want to add just quickly, just to get on and off of this. Does your lack of safety change your philosophy?Maybe, because the Cowboys want to go for the money spots, right? Mm-hmm. They want to get offensive linemen, D linemen, receivers, DBs, right?
Yeah.
Does needing a safety badly or having a really good safety on the board move you away from O-line, D-line, wide receiver, DB?
See, the thing about it is, you're going to ask me the whole thing, like the running backs always in there. There's
running backs in there too.
There's certain positions that you just. I fight, man. I fought so hard for Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
And hell, he's having a rough go at the Raiders. Let's not be. I mean, he'd
be great here.
It's at the line. It's contact in the backfield. I mean, people will fight me about the running back and the value of the running back, and then all of a sudden you sign a guy like Williams, and he looks like he's first in most metrics when it comes to carrying the ball. I mean, that's just the kind of, and it makes me think like, okay, maybe these people are right, but I still hold hope. Listen, I believe this though too. If you're bad in the middle of your defense, you're going to have a bad defense. Yeah. You're going to have a bad defense. And I think right now the Cowboys are okay at defensive tackle. They're bad at the middle linebacker, and they're bad right now at safety. Yeah. In the middle of their defense is struggling. And I think that overall is the thing why. And to me, if I could find a way to fix the safety spot, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, but you want to fix safety because you need. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general.
Right.
You want to fix safety because you need safety. But boy, when you're looking at your board and like a pass rusher you love is there, or like a running back you love, like a wide receiver, you can use all those things.
Right.
A wide receiver you love.
You're open to anything on defense. You really are.
Anything on like if a linebacker's there you love, man, you're not gonna take the safety over Carson Schlesinger that's going crazy right now. You remember I was loving Carson Schlesinger.
Yeah, you did. You sure did.
But anyway, I just want to touch on that real fast. Where we at on time? It's cool. We good to go. We get a couple more in here. Javonte Williams, Brian.
Yeah. Really wrong about him. I keep saying that, but I was wrong about him.
How about we get him 20 to 25 touches, Brian?
We keep asking for that, don't we?
I saw that Lions game, Brian, versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
Goff did his thing or whatever, but boy, they ran the football. Yeah. If they're allowed,
the Ravens are struggling to stop the run too.
They have some issues, Brian. Yeah. If the other team allow you to run the football, I would.
Cleveland ran the ball the other day on Green Bay.
Sure did. Right. And look, Williams just keep getting better and better, more carries and more carries. Think this is the week that we get him 20 to 25?
I think that to me, there's always the thought about shortening games. Shortening games work. That 19 play drive that Chicago had the other day for 8 minutes.
Killer.
That was a thing of beauty. 7 first downs along the way. I mean, again, I hate it for the Cowboys aspect of things, but if you watch it from aesthetics and what it looked like, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful drive. You hope for drives like that, and you hope for drives like that with in touchdowns. My worry is Dallas hold the ball, run the ball, and then have to kick a 28-yard field goal. Now, they're getting better in the red zone. There's some better red zone stuff here. But my worry is that you run the ball, shorten the game, and then you only get 3 points. And then it turns into, like I said, 7-3, and then it's 7-6, and then it's 14-6, and then it's 21-6, and then you don't run the ball anymore. And now you're down those points. But this might be a game where you run the football, and then it maybe will slow down Green Bay's pass rush, because that's what they want you to do. Now, you can't. Now, Green Bay is really good when it comes to they're first in the league. The success rate of running the ball against them, getting 4+ yards is only at 25%. That's the best in the league right now. That number right there is the best in the league when it comes to defending the run, not allowing successful runs. So you've got to make a determination, though. But Green Bay's also faced, they're near the bottom for the number of runs. I believe they faced 60 actual rushes this year in 3 games. So you've got to find a way, like if it's working, stay with it. Yeah. I hope they stay with it. I'm a little concerned about how double team blocks are going to be made between TJ Bass and then Steele, because with Booker and Steele, boy, you were getting some push. And then you throw in their span forward, you're getting push. My concern is really, will Bass and Steele be able to give you somewhat of the same type of blocking at the point of attack that you were getting with Booker?
Let me work backwards and not be rude there. That safety question came from Therese Dew. I just want to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
Jay Rowe asked about Williams, Bryan Broaddus. So I just wanted to make sure that we're shouting out people.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all so much. Jose Mendez asked Bryan Broaddus, what the hell going on with Hunter Lipke, man? He went and got all this money, and now he just kind of blocking and personal protecting. What's going on with him?
Yeah, this the Hunter Lipke thing is, I think this is a game that you might see more Hunter Lipke, and I say this in a way of more Hunter Lipke. I really, really want to make sure that Micah Parsons gets hit every single play. Mm-hmm. I do not want Micah Parsons to feel like that he has a free run at any of this stuff against this Cowboys offense. Ball going away, hit him. Ball going at him, hit him. Double him, chip him, cut him, make him have to play with his hands down. Don't let him get a feel for what you're doing to him. And it's very much reminiscent of what I remember the Cowboys played the L.A. Chargers several years ago, and it was Steele's first start at tackle.
Yeah.
And what did they do to Joey Bosa? They chipped him, they spaced him, they cut him, they one-on-one'd him. They never left him by himself. I think you have to do the same thing with Micah Parsons. Yeah, Gary is a really good player for him. They got good players across the board. But Micah Parsons is the one that really, really scares me right now. Their linebackers scare me too. But Micah Parsons, do not let him feel comfortable in this game that he's not getting chipped, spaced, cut, single blocked, double, triple team, whatever you have to do. Make sure that you kind of take care of him in this football game. And I think that's where you're going to see some Hunter Lipke action.
I just knew Lipke was ready to be Kyle Juszczyk. We were going to, because he's involved in all the motions. I thought we were going to start throwing the football. We had the joint practice versus the Rams, Brian, and I was like, all right, man, Juszczyk. I say Juszczyk. Lipke is getting some goal line carries, and he looks good there. Now, to be fair, Javonte Williams looks fantastic as a goal line carry guy also. But I just thought it'll be more for Lipke at this point. But it is what it is. Two more, Brian.
You got it.
That last one going to be a little.
Man, these are great questions, by the way. These folks, you're right, man. You open this show. You sometimes I'm like when people will open a show and they sell it. Like, man, I mean, you're like, they're kind of like, oh, we got some good questions. I felt challenged with these questions.
And the show is going to feel a little longer because we got so many of them.
No, I appreciate people taking the time to ask really, really good questions. Don't be surprised I steal these and use them on Stephen Jones.
Knock yourself out, bro. Dylan Brewer.
Yeah.
I want to word it like this because I'm messy. CeeDee Lamb got hurt, right? CeeDee Lamb is injured.
He did.
DNP on the practice report is going to be a couple of weeks to you.
They're going to be out, probably listed today. Yeah,
probably going to be out. Brian, you think Jaydon Blue is going to magically learn the plays and magically had a good week of practice and magically he was just consistent enough to go get some reps out there in the game this week, Bryan Broaddus?
Friday afternoon is my day to ask about guys maybe being active and inactive.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this will be – I'm just going to gamble here because I really don't know it yet. I'm going to gamble he's going to probably be inactive again this week.
Okay.
And where I feel like, though, that maybe – listen, we're going to talk about George Pickens having a step up. Boy, this is going to sound really kind of wild. Look at Turpin in this football game.
Sure.
Look at Turpin, and I'm not even thinking about Tolbert.
Turpin has been CeeDee Lamb. When Lamb went out, Turpin did the Lamb things.
This is
not
where
Pickens.
Pickens is a very stationary player. He's very much a 150 some odd routes, only gone in motion like 5 times.
Yeah.
Unless something changes there, Turpin is your guy that moves around. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a game where Turpin gets Jake Ferguson kinds of targets, especially with his ability to move around and play in motion and play on the move. And he's making some plays down the field. I know he got dinged up the other day, But man, it's just there's something that needs to be done at the wide receiver spot. And Pickens, I think, is going to do fine. But Pickens playing on the outs, he doesn't have. It looks like they're not using him with the versatility that Turpin has. So I think the Cowboys are going to try and attack the Packers, probably with Pickens, but maybe with a little more of Turpin in this football game. That makes sense?
That makes sense, Bryan Broaddus.
I mean, do you buy in that?
This will be a fantastic week to be phony as hell, man. This will be a great week to be like, hey, man, Jaydon Blue came to practice, did everything we asked him to do, boy.
If you had to gut this thing, you gutting it saying that he's gonna play this week? Because we saw Mozzie Smith sighting, right?
We saw Mozzie.
Yeah. Maybe there's your special teams guy that you were talking about that Blue can play special teams.
My gut feeling is that Javonte is playing so well that it's not an emergency over there.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
And they're comfortable with Sanders.
And Sanders with his little 5 carries and a few targets, they feel good about Sanders. I think Jaydon will bring a lot more to the table than Sanders.
Yeah.
Gut feeling says he may not play.
Yeah.
Jaydon will be inactive again. But boy, this is a good week to be phony.
Yeah.
With CeeDee Lamb being out, and it may be next week and week after that when his team gets a little more desperate.
I want to believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel, and I think they feel comfortable, like you mentioned, with the running back room.
They feel good about it. Yeah. Shouts out to Dylan for that.
That's a good question again.
And then we had Squat from I believe my Patreon. He tapped in. Squat.
All right, man.
Basically, what he's saying is Brian, are the Dallas Cowboys a desperate team right now?
Oh, jeez, yes.
So
I
believe in the desperate team?
No. You watch me. Watch today. When we get later on today, we'll have DallasCowboys.com. We'll doing our stuff over there that we do with the break with Ambar and Nick and Derek and Ambar and Voch. I was including you anyway.
Oh, you've been doing that for years.
I was including you on that one. I'm going to pick the Cowboys this week because I do believe in desperate team theory. Yeah. I really do. Now, the Packers lost last week, and they'll be a desperate team. I just don't think the Cowboys, they have got to find a way to – you go get a win against the Packers, who are a good football team right now.
Humongous.
And you find a way to get that win, that can propel you. Like, listen, we really can win these games without CeeDee Lamb. We can win these games without Booker. Right now, they're saying they can win these games. I do believe in the desperate team, and I do believe in the desperate team at home. I really, really do. I think the Chicago Bears were a desperate team last week. Should have picked them. Had the score 35-30 for Dallas, but I just feel like Dallas is kind of looking at, we've got to find a way. We gave one away against Philadelphia. We won a miraculous game against the Giants. Played terribly against the Bears. I think this is one of those games you're going to have to stand up and draw a line in the sand against the Packers at some point in time. And know you have all your guys, a lot of guys missing, but I do believe that if you play this game kind of unorthodox and going for some things and doing some things and maybe play it a little uncomfortably, that you got a shot. I do believe in the quarterback in this one. Yeah. I do believe in the quarterback.
Oh, Brian, boy,
you're gonna pick the Packers. You're gonna pick the Packers. You always
homer.
You're a homer.
I'm a homer. I'm picking the Cowboys, but Brian, the Cowboys do this all the time, man. They lose the teams that they should be beating the hell out of, but they go out here and they'll compete. Like once a year, they'll find a really good team to just compete against. I'm like, man, where was this when you was getting smoked by this team? Yeah. But I think run game is gonna be there. I think if you could just find a way.
Got to get a couple stops, man.
Find a way to get some stops, Brian.
Yeah.
And this will be a perfect time for Eberflus. And look, Flus would be a hero if he comes out and say, "Oh yeah, we knew the Packers game was important. I was saving all the good plays for the Packers." But if Flus come out, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be mad because we lost to the Bears as a result of it. But boy, Flus would be somewhat like, hey man, look.
He's my guy. He's my guy. I'm back texting him.
Look, man, we had some looks, man. We had some exotic looks, but we were
saving them.
Hey guys, sorry about what happened to the Bears. We kind of overlooked them a little bit. That won't happen again with the Panthers and the Jets. We really wanted to beat the Packers. I was saving all the good shit for the Packers. If Flus come out and say that, I'd be mad for a little.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, man, look, I knew Flus wasn't terrible. I knew Flus wasn't bad. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all y'all for tapping in with us.
Yeah.
You know, here at the Doing All Right. We love y'all to pieces. Just another fantastic week. We're gonna go out there, root for another W, and we're gonna come back Monday and break it all down for you, Bryan Broaddus.
Absolutely.
And listen, man, look, y'all keep y'all eyes open, because one day what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here with some Doing All Right merch on.
How about that?
Y'all gonna be like, damn, Vice, where you find
where
that
you
at?
get that, man?
And by the time I have it on, there's gonna be a link in the description for y'all
Yeah.
to hit. Just hold on, hang tight, it's coming.
Yeah.
But y'all go on that link and y'all get the Doing All Right Crown Global Media merch. When it gets here, we will definitely let y'all know when that happens. And follow Crown Global on all of his social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and all that. And he's BRYN Broaddus. I'm VOCHLONBARDI. I love y'all to pieces. We'll catch y'all next time, all right? Crown.